Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're opening up the ultimate builder's workshop for what is literally the most transformative technology of our time. We're looking at the open source AI toolkit. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to take a detailed tour of exactly how open source frameworks are democratizing artificial intelligence development right now. It's all about breaking down barriers and putting the power to create directly back into your hands.
Here is the roadmap for today's Explainer. We're going to treat this like a tour of a builder's workshop, moving from core concepts to actual setup. We'll hit 1. The open source AI revolution, 2. Core AI and ML frameworks, 3. Multi-agent system orchestration, 4. Model hubs and local setup, and finally 5. Your next AI steps.
Section 1. The open source AI revolution. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it represents a complete philosophical shift in modern software development. We can see exactly why this open source revolution is catching fire. These publicly available tools let you study, modify, and deploy machine learning models completely freely. No way around it, that's a massive game changer. You can entirely bypass those super expensive licensing fees that used to gatekeep this level of tech. Plus, you get freedom from vendor lock-in, meaning you aren't trapped in one massive corporation's ecosystem forever. Instead, this open approach drives incredible community-led innovation and enables transparent, localized AI development. The barrier to entry, it's literally been demolished. Moving on to Section 2, Core AI and ML Frameworks. Let's look at the heavy machinery of the toolkit, the foundational frameworks used to actually build and train these models. If you're a beginner just starting your AI journey, well, meet your new best friend, scikit-learn. It is basically the essential go-to Python library. Before you even think about tackling massive complex neural networks, this is your highly recommended starting point. It beautifully handles traditional machine learning tasks, things like classification, regression, and clustering. Nailing this down first lays the absolute perfect foundation for everything else we're about to cover. And this brilliantly illustrates a true heavyweight matchup, the two titans of deep learning. On the left side, we've got PyTorch, which was developed by Meta. Notice the key traits here. It uses a Python-centric approach with dynamic computation. That makes it absolutely ideal for rapid prototyping and research. Contrast that with the right side, TensorFlow, created by Google. This is your industry standard for scalable production-level AI. If you need a project to scale all the way from enterprise cloud servers right down to mobile edge devices, TensorFlow is the powerhouse you want. Two different philosophies, both incredibly vital. But hey, what if those heavy-duty frameworks feel a bit too intimidating right out of the gate? That is exactly where Keras comes in. It's a highly intuitive, incredibly user-friendly API. What makes it so brilliant is that it acts as a modular layer that runs seamlessly directly on top of frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. It literally takes the headache out of the process, making building and testing complex neural networks super straightforward and highly accessible. Section 3. Multi-agent system orchestration. Now we're shifting our focus from building single isolated models to actually managing dynamic teams of them. So what does orchestration actually mean? Well, multi-agent orchestration refers to frameworks that allow multiple AI agents to actively collaborate, trace complex workflows, and self-correct tasks autonomously. Imagine having not just one AI assistant, but an entire orchestrated swarm of them checking each other's work and collaborating to solve massive, multi-step problems without you having to handhold every single action. Pretty wild, right? Let's move to and see how this builds into specific real-world tools. First up is LangGraph. This is the leading standard right now for production-grade AI agent workflows. Its unique strength is its stateful design that lets agents collaborate and self-correct autonomously. Next is CrewAI. This one's widely considered the most accessible framework. If you need to rapidly prototype role-based teams and get self-directed systems running fast, this is your tool for sure. And finally, AutoGen, backed by Microsoft. Its unique strength is structuring highly complex agent swarms through fascinating patterns of collaboration and even internal debate. On to Section 4, Model Hubs and Local Setup. Welcome to the supply chain portion of our workshop, showing you exactly where to get these models and how to run them securely. Look, if you're going to build, you need materials, and that's exactly what Hugging Face provides. It's basically the absolute central hub for publicly available pre-trained models and datasets. You can freely explore and download top-tier AI for language, vision, and audio tasks. But the real beauty here is that last point. You avoid starting from scratch. You don't have to burn massive amounts of time and computing power building foundational models yourself because the community has already done the heavy lifting for you. But once you've downloaded those models, where do they actually live? This brings us to a platform called Llama, which carries an incredibly empowering promise. It lets you set up and run large language models locally on your consumer-grade hardware, keeping your data private and entirely free. I really want to stress those specific words: consumer-grade, private, and entirely free. You don't need access to a massive enterprise server farm anymore. You can run cutting-edge AI right on your personal machine, meaning your data never leaves your computer. Total privacy. The sheer accessibility of this technology today is just astonishing.
Finally, Section 5, your next AI steps. So the crucial point is how you turn all of this into actionable momentum.
We've explored the foundational frameworks, the multi-agent orchestrators, and the model hubs. Now it's all about allocating your efforts. The source material leaves us with a direct invitation, and I want to pose it to you to close out our explainer. Will you set up and run AI models locally using Llama, maybe checking out a beginner-friendly tutorial to compare PyTorch versus TensorFlow? Or will you dive right into scikit-learn and build a beginner machine learning project this very weekend? The entire open source toolkit is right in front of you, completely free and waiting to be used. So what are you going to build first?
Thanks for watching.